Morristown. Today is Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. Margot, please take it away.
I, Margot G.K., the Town Clerk of the Town of Morristown, do hereby state that it is 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, September 9, 2025, and that this regular meeting is being held in Council Chambers, 200 South Street, Morristown, New Jersey. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided according to law by written notice to the Morristown Daily Record, the official newspaper of the Town of Morristown, and to the Newark Star Ledger, both more than 48 hours ago. Notice was also posted on the bulletin board at Town Hall and filed with the Office of the Town Clerk of the Town of Morristown. I do further state that I shall enter into the minutes of this meeting a statement that such notice was furnished as particularly described by me in this public announcement. I'll take a roll call. Councilwoman Foster.
Here.
Councilman Iannacone.
Here.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Here.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Here.
Councilman Russo's excused this evening. Councilman Silva.
Present.
And Council President Umbriac.
Here.
Mr. President, you have a quorum.
Thank you. If we could please pause for a moment of silence. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we get started, I want to announce that ordinance number O-30-2025, which was introduced on back in August, the consistency review by the Planning Board has been rescheduled to September 25th. Accordingly, the public hearing and possible adoption will be at the September 29th council meeting. There are 8 items on the consent agenda tonight. Would any members of council like to pull any for separate consideration?
Can you pull number 7, please?
Any others? Okay, with that, I would ask for a motion to approve consent agenda item numbers 1 through 6
I'll
and
make
8.
that motion.
Second.
Okay. Councilman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbriac.
Yes.
Motion carries. Consent agenda item number 7, the ABC extension of premises permit approval for Dublin Pub, halfway to St. Patrick's Day, September 13th through 21, 2025, from noon to 9 p.m.
What the council has been doing is actually sometimes on these holidays when requested is extending the, what I'll call the expansion of where liquor can be served to 3 nights, up to 3 nights, rather than just the night of the event. You saw that with Cinco de Mayo, you saw that with St. Patrick's Day, and you see that with the other, some of the other applications that we just approved. What Dublin Pub is proposing here, which I think is a little excessive, and I think we should basically be working within some parameters that we set for these guidelines, so people know what they can ask us for and what we think is reasonable. I think asking for 9 nights to celebrate St. Patrick's Day is a little excessive, okay? It does put burdens on the community, it does put burdens on some of the municipal resources. I think it's great to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, especially at the Dublin Pub, but I think like the other applications, rather than 9 nights, I think, or 9 days, what we should do is maybe limit it to the same 3 days.
Thanks, Bob. Any comments or questions from other council members?
I think what Councilman Iannacone is saying is consistent what we have been doing. So.
Thank you. I agree.
So can I make a motion that we approve amending it to be 3 nights and let the applicant choose the 3 nights? I don't know.
Can we do that, Mr. Michelle?
That's a valid motion, certainly.
Okay.
Just need a second. Yeah.
So I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, on the adoption of the amended consent agenda item number 7, Councilman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilman Lindsay?
Yes.
Councilman Polipchuk?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Umbriac?
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, I will open the floor for a public hearing on any matter. When you are called upon, please approach, excuse me, please approach the microphone, state your name and address, and limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. Be advised that any derogatory comments targeting members of council and/or administration may be ruled out of order.
Come on up, Michelle.
Hello, Michelle Mongi, Dublin Pub, 4 Pine Street, Morristown. In reference to the extension of our liquor license, the person who filled out that paperwork understood that it had to be consecutive days. We have no intention to use that area for 9 straight days. We are not open on Mondays. We wanted to have 3 weekends. So that's why it was presented that way. Any questions of me?
But I think what we just approved, just so you know, Michelle, is 3 nights contiguous around St. Patrick's Day, or the weekend that we celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
So it's the halfway to St. Patrick's Day. So it's for this weekend. And it was for halfway to St. Patrick's Day, which is, we wanted to do Saturday and Sunday. And then Wednesday, the 17th, which is the official halfway to St. Patrick's Day. And then the following Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I'm sorry, if I could just clarify. What the
Yes.
council voted on is they gave you 3 nights,
3 nights.
and it's nights of your choosing. That's all that was approved this evening.
Okay. So I wanted to clarify the way it was written in the document. We were hoping to do 3 weekends. So that is out of the question?
That has not been approved. The vote that was taken only gave you 3 nights of your choosing. That's all you have.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from public? Yes, Ms. Carrington.
Good evening. I'm Linda Carrington, 49 McCulloch Avenue, Morristown. And I just have a few sentences. On September 24th at 2:30 in the morning, I think it was a Sunday, I called the Morristown Police Department to report that I had heard 5 rifle shots. And I mentioned this incident to a friend, and he suggested that the town look into smart streetlights. And you ask, what can smart streetlights do? They can triangulate the source of the noise, such as gunshots from firearms, and they can identify the category of the firearm. So in our neighborhood, there was a discussion, was it firecrackers, was it a weapon? We don't know. Getting back to smart streetlights, they can identify a car accident at the right time, which can save lives, as well as improve response time and traffic management. They can identify the sound of broken glass in commercial streets or in public buildings. So I asked the town council and the administration to please look into smart streetlights. Now, how did I get all this information? Well, I turned to Dr. Google and I found a source for smart street lights. It's called City Sound, and these are all the benefits. I'll give this to the clerk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public like to make a comment? Mr. Bill Byrne.
Good evening. Can anybody hear me? Okay.
We hear you great.
Okay, good evening. My name is Bill Byrne, and it's that time again. So the ARC's having a walk-a-thon, and it's to raise money for people with disabilities. But also, too, it's also for group homes. Like, okay, everybody wants, when people have special needs housing, they want, you know, the group homes maintained. So in order to do so, that's one of the reasons why that they need this money. And also, you know, like, you know, vans, they don't last forever. So they need, you know, new vans every once in a while. because vans don't last forever. But also, too, it goes to, like, also McGarp, you know, so people with disabilities can be involved in their recreation programs. And, you know, it goes to also so that the ARC can continue running and so that they can provide the good services that they provide. And so, you know, I don't have to tell you, you just turn on the news and you hear budgets drying up, you hear about massive cuts and stuff, and I'm not going to go into it, but I'm sure you get the picture. So I'm just asking everybody to please donate or sponsor, because I'm also in a friendly competition with a friend of mine, and she just said to me, "Hey, Bill, I'm going to beat you." And I said, "Well, I'm going to get the whole Latino community behind me." So I just urge everybody to sponsor me or donate, and it's on rain or shine, and we're urging people, okay, it's not just for people with disabilities, but we're urging people from the community, come up, see what the ARC's about, and get to meet the people there, and get to meet the people with disabilities. They make good neighbors. So I'm going to pass a sponsor sheet around and get people to donate or sponsor. And I got some sheets that I'm going to pass around, and I got a couple of sponsor sheets. You can actually do it online if you want to.
Mr. Byrd, thank you so much. Your time is
Yep.
up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Byrne.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public? Yes, ma'am.
Amelia Nunn, 14 Erskine Drive. I'm here once again to bring up the topic of pickleball, specifically the pickleball in Leisurewood Park. As far as I can understand, no progress has been made on this issue, despite promises of a solution moving by this fall. This, combined with flyers for a mayor-sponsored pickleball tournament in the park this weekend, bringing further disruption to our backyard, makes it clear that this is not a priority at the moment for you. In 2023, after 2 years of emails requesting help controlling the noise, we sent an email with links to 11 articles and studies on the negative impact of pickleball on residents' health, a letter that got no real response. Well, I'm back with data, this time in the form of the New Jersey Administrative Code on noise control, which reads, "No person shall cause, suffer, allow, or permit sound from any industrial, commercial, public service, or community service facility that when measured from a residential property line of any affected person is in excess of the following." And I'm going to read out the impulsive sound one because that's pickleball. "Impulsive sound, which repeats more than 4 times in any hour, shall not exceed 50 decibels. We've done our own readings, and we welcome the chance for official readings. We've measured from our patios, not the actual fence line, and saw readings of 63.5 decibels for 1 pickleball hit. Now, if one of the 3 courts is running slow play, a paddleball hit every 5 seconds, that's 12 hits per minute, or 144 hits per hour. If all 3 courts are active, or players are above average, or a doubles game is on, we're talking over 430 hits per hour, conservatively, at 63 decibels, way over the decibel limit. I bought a house near tennis courts. I love the sound of tennis. Tennis, not pickleball. Through the actions of this council without direct consultation of residents, you turned one of these courts into 3 pickleball courts 12 feet from the property line. Let me be clear that it is not the location, or let me be clear that it is the location of these courts that I take issue with. Not the players, the game, the early or late hours to keep. The location is the issue. Reliance on the police to fix an issue that you've created by locking the courts, pun intended, is a cop-out. Days where the police are busy elsewhere leads to late night play and early games, as early as 6:30 2 weeks ago. These players are enthusiasts who will use the space provided, whenever provided. Again, the location is the issue. I remain unconvinced that you are taking our concerns seriously, and I'm planning on actioning them. I hope to be proven wrong, and I hope that Morristown takes action to be compliant with the state of New Jersey's noise control requirements. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Landau.
Hi, Susan Landau, 128 James Street, and I'd like Amelia's extra 20 seconds. I'm teasing. Okay, I will speak louder. Good evening. I think all of you know that I adore this town and this community, and I love my house. When we moved here, I could hear the crack of the bat from the baseball in Lidgerwood and the thunk of the tennis court, the tennis ball in the tennis courts. And if I was super lucky, those games would be going on, and I could hear the kids across the street playing at TJ. And those three sounds together made me feel so American and so happy. But pickleball's arrived in Lidgerwood and stayed in Lidgerwood. And the clack or pop of that play is impossible to live with. It's impossible to get away from. It is persistent and relentless. Since the barriers went up, I hear every clack. And let me tell you, the players are getting really good because there's like no pause in the play. I can hear it inside my house with all the windows and doors closed. When family and friends visit on really lovely days, we sit outside, and without prompting, they all say, "What is that noise? And when will it stop?" And many times I've walked by the enclosure, and 4 people are playing. And I keep thinking, how can 4 people having such a good time disrupt my life so completely? Well, like Amelia said, it turns out there's research. And Dr. Kathleen Romito was published, she has a study published at by the Acoustical Society of America, and it explains that pickleball sound is entirely different from other sounds. And I have the full study, and I have condensed 4-pagers for all of you from the study. So pickleball, quote, the study says, pickleball noise raises health concerns for neighbors. Oh, the title of the study is Pickleball Raises Health Concerns for Neighbors Living Near Courts. And then I'm going to give you all the plain language summary. It says, quote, the piercing pop comes from a sudden loud burst of sound called an impulse noise that is known to be much more bothersome than regular noise. Research shows that pickleball noise is causing serious health concerns for residents near courts, and these include psychological and physical health problems. Turning to the Morristown Municipal Code now, and I have copies of that. Just to condense it, it shall be unlawful to make, cause, or permit to be made any disturbing or unnecessary noise or sound which are physically annoying to persons or which are so harsh, prolonged, unnatural, and unusual as to cause physical discomfort, mental upset, or which endanger lives, health, peace, and comfort of the inhabitants of town. That's your ordinance. So please know that I'm all for providing outdoor recreation. I think it's wonderful when people get outside and play games. But we need some relief. We need some of the
Mrs. Landau, I'm sorry, your time
We're
is
done.
up.
So anyway, I have
To the clerk. Thank you.
This is the full study, and these are copies of the 4-page summary and others.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, all. My name is Heidi Killen Ross. I live at 6 Deegan Lane, which is in Morris Township. So I'm here for a couple of short matters. One thing I'd like to point out to the council and another request. So the thing I'd like to point out is the intersection of South and Woodland, which has become a very dangerous intersection of late. Whenever it was a few years ago, the intersection was reconfigured to make it a right-angled turn now as you get to the top of Woodland Avenue and would turn right onto South Street to head into Morristown proper. Because of that, and people live around here so long, they still continue to kind of take the corner in more of a angled way rather than a right turn way, if you would have some idea of what I'm talking about. That is complicated right now because of the fact that Woodland Avenue was recently paved, and all the tar that was on the trucks has totally eliminated all the striping at the intersection of South and Woodland, which is a Morristown location. So the work was done in Morris Township, and for whatever reason, they didn't or couldn't come to that intersection and repaint those lines. So now these reconfigured lanes are non-existent. And I come to that intersection often living on Deegan Lane, which is just a short distance, or the first left turn off of Woodland as you head towards Madison. And I'm afraid there's going to be a serious accident there. So I'd like the town to please examine getting somebody there to restripe that intersection at your earliest convenience. And didn't want to wait. I'm going away, but didn't want to wait. And the second thing I need to say is I live on Deegan, and again in Fraser, which is a total of 6 homes. 4 homes on Fraser, in fact. No, 2 of the 4 homes on Fraser are in the township, and 4 houses are in Morristown. It's very small, it's very narrow, it's kind of like, it's a lane. And we get something like 7 garbage trucks a week coming by our house. I live on Deegan, and so those 7 garbage trucks turn into 14 events of a garbage truck rattling my house every week. And so I wanted to see like who could I address a letter to address it both to Morristown and Township in the Department of Public Works to see if there could be some kind of resolution about consolidating the service in the neighborhood. And so please advise me on that. And then lastly, I'd like to say, because I live near adjacent to Ginty Field, which is quite some distance, it must be 3 football fields, I'd say, from the pickleball courts. And I hear the pickleball at my house with the windows closed.
Thank you so much. Your time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from public? Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Robert McCormick. I live at 36 Center Avenue in Morris Township. And I just want to bring up some concerns regarding the traffic circle downtown. Because, since it's been here and, in recent times, I've had several near collisions, and all of those instances have been from the cars approaching the circle from Spring Street, who blow through that yield sign. And I can only assume, approaching from that direction, the yield sign is kind of obstructed by other pedestrian crossing signs, so maybe it's just not clearly visible. Maybe it needs to be illuminated or something. I just think that something should be done with that particular spot, because the amount of people that seem to go through that yield without stopping for the traffic inside the circle seems to be more than at other points in that circle. So, yep.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Any final comments from the public? I will close public session. Council responses.
Couple things.
Sure.
So I'm just going to wrap it all up into traffic.
Okay.
I get what you're saying about the roundabout. I've had a lot of conversations with engineering and administration about this. It's something that's been on my radar, and I think there's been some improvements, and but I drive it every day too, and I hear you, and I'll keep looking at it. And what was it? Smart traffic lights, Ms. Carrington. I love you for bringing that up. Thank you. It's something near and dear to my heart. It's not something that is just for all the benefits you're saying. It also benefits traffic. We can start doing things where we time the lights for dynamically based on traffic patterns and stuff like that. The biggest challenge, and I'm sure the administration will repeat this, most of the traffic lights in town are not ours. They're either county or they're states. And to try to get those all coordinated is difficult. So there are some in town that are out of towns, but most of them are not. And then one thing about the shared services too, I haven't talked to you guys about this yet, but it's something I thought of as well. It's an issue on Conklin as well. It's a very narrow street, borders the town and the township, and we have issues where a garbage truck is going through every day. You know, maybe there's an opportunity for shared services there. And I'm sure you guys have looked into it, but I think it's a thing to discuss. So,
Any other comments?
Yes. Bill asked for help from the Latino community, and you will have it. As a matter of fact, we have some members of the Latino community tonight here, and they will hear that, okay? On the roundabout, the yield lettering on the road is fading, so I think that contributes to probably drivers not yield if they don't know that it's a yield traffic there. So I think that, I don't know if there is any kind of paint that stays more and also
Reflective, yeah.
reflective, yes. I think that will improve the traffic there.
But it's also a good point that you're both bringing up with reference to some of the roads. Most of these roads are county roads. And what we're finding, and we've mentioned it several times to the county, and I've actually contacted the county with reference to painting the crosswalks and some of the stop lines, particularly on Morris. And Jillian has too, because I've called Jillian, and I know she's called, okay? Maybe what we should do is, you know, go to a Board of Commissioners meeting or something, because. I know. And but Jillian and I, we've been talking about this, particularly on Ridgedale and Morris. You know, the crosswalks are almost non-existent.
Right.
You know, so maybe what we've got to do is reach out to the county and see. We also, and I will say, a lot of work was done on the signals. A lot of investment was made by the town as a result of a major traffic study about 8 years ago, where the lights, you can program the lights. In the past, you couldn't program those lights, but now you can program those lights. But again, you need the cooperation of the county to do it. So it's there, the capability's there now, because we did make that investment about 8 years ago. But I think now it's time that we gotta get the county to kind of start stepping up. Oh, the
Would you
state,
guys like to make,
right.
you want to make a comment, Mayor? Okay.
It's more state.
There's more state.
Yeah, and Anthony's in the back, the engineer, will tell you how many times I'm on the phone with him daily, because I sit and time it, and I'm sitting there in real time saying, the light just turned green, a car just turned, and now it's red, where he has to go through the next light is red. It makes no sense for a car to go 25 feet from a green to a red. And he'll call the state will respond, come up, and they'll come, and there won't be traffic, or the traffic will be light, and the timing's different. It has a lot to do with people don't push the buttons, people push the buttons. It's very complicated. In retrospect, on the traffic study, and I don't think I'll bring it up over the next 2 months, but don't think I won't bring it up if I'm still here, that there has to be a time where we're gonna have to really look at how the traffic patterns go throughout the whole town. There's ways that we can change the traffic pattern, but it's difficult. It's difficult to get people used to going around a traffic circle. And it works, that traffic circle works. On the yield sign, the gentleman that came in on the yield sign coming down the hill, we use flashers on that yield, and it's created a safer, as you come down past the post office, you have now 2 yield signs that people now know they have to yield. And every angle into that circle is a yield. In a circle, and I learned this in Malta, New York, they have several circles, traffic circles in a row. It wasn't like that, and the traffic was a nightmare. But now it's all circles, and you go slow, but it moves. And I've just experienced tonight, because I was at Sanofi, the traffic, and at traffic time, at 5:30. It's moving, and people are navigating it, because I stood there and watched it, and the beacon worked. When I pushed across the street, it stopped, the traffic stopped, and it worked. But some people think they can time it, and they don't have to stop at that yield, and they think they have more time than they do. So you get what happened to that young gentleman. It was closer than you wanted it to be when you're going through a circle. So we'll look at the yield signs. We did that on the one side where we used the flasher, and that seemed to work, and we appreciate the comments from the public on that circle. It takes time. It's gotten a lot better than the first month, second month, third month. It takes several months, right? It takes, some people didn't like it at the beginning. Now I'd say, I'd say 90% of the comments I get, 90% of the comments I get are positive on the improvement of that circle. Pickleball courts, the bane of my existence, okay? Yeah, I know. And I stood there in the backyard, and I agree with you 100%. I thought we had the solution on the property next to Peck School. On 287, who would have bothered? Turned out to be state property. I thought it was our property. It's not our property. It's their property. But I did call the governor's office and see if we could get that property. It is annoying. Pickleball noise is annoying. And just so you know, though, it wasn't just done arbitrarily. People from the public came in. They put a petition in, if I remember correctly. They actually filled the petition out, residents of Morristown. People in that neighborhood, not just your neighborhood, but on the other side and areas around there, came into the council and advocated for pickleball, if I'm correct, council? Yes. So when the council made that decision, it wasn't because nobody came and asked for pickleball. But listen, I'm not going to go back and forth because you can't in this. I get it. We're not forgetting about you. I know it's annoying. Morristown is 2.5 square miles. There's not a lot of land to build pickleball courts. There's two places that we're looking at. One is privately owned, and I'm not going to pay $6 million for a small lot. But there is one place I'm looking, just making sure that it's feasible to do and it's not contaminated. So it takes a little bit longer than you may think before we get approvals. But we did. It's not on deaf ears. I stood in that backyard. I heard the constantly, and that was in the middle of the afternoon on a weekend. I was with the councilman. We heard it. We stood there. It's annoying, and I can just imagine what some of the people on Woodland have to listen to on a constant basis because it travels. That kind of noise travels. The garbage trucks. That's a great street. Your street is a great street. It's a kind of hidden gem. It really is. And I didn't even know until I walked it one day in an election. I'm going, wow, this is actually in Morristown. There's a couple houses there. So I went up there, and lo and behold, someone I know lived there. And it is really cool. And if I got this correct, so I got my notes right, it's 2 houses in Morristown or 4?
I believe it's 2 homes in Morristown.
And the rest of the township. Okay, so we have a very good relationship with the township, with the mayor there. She's great. So we'll reach out to the mayor, and maybe there's a way they can pick up the other 2 houses, but you may have to invest in the type of garbage cans they use because they use the armed bandits. Where our DPW does not pick up garbage. It's private.
Yes, I know, I see them.
Right, so we'll look into it. It's a great idea. Can look at it also.
When you look at that, Mayor, there's a lot of streets like that in town, like even
Yeah.
over in Washington headquarters area. You got 2 or 3 homes,
Yeah,
and the trucks do come
yeah,
doubled. And
yeah.
you
But
may wanna look at
and
it.
as we remember, everything costs money,
Yeah.
and garbage is expensive. But we'll look into it. That we can start there and see if there's something we can do with the township. But thank you for that, for coming forward with that. Oh, is there anything else I had?
Just a last comment about the striping on South and Woodland. Is that something that we can look into, Jillian?
Yep.
So since we're talking about the county and the state, that's technically a county road.
Okay.
But we will look into getting the striping updated.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, and to Councilman Iannacone's issue, I called the county. I got to the point where I was a little perturbed about Morris Avenue, because that's a county road, right? And I was like, you guys need to bring your street sweeper down and clean the road. You got to clean the road. Oh, we did it. We did it 2 months ago. I said, no, you got to do it. You got to do it more. And while you're at it, paint the crosswalks. We're not painting the crosswalks, Mayor. You guys paint the crosswalks. So it's a county road. We pay the highest county taxes in the municipalities last year. Close, right? Didn't we bear the budget of the brunt of the? It's a little more complicated than that, but we pay our fair share to the county. You pay and I pay the fair share of taxes to the county. It's their road. It should be their responsibility to paint the crosswalks. It's their road, right? It makes sense. No. We pay them taxes, but they don't paint the road. We have to paint. It makes no sense. So I have complained. You know, a lot of people say pick up a petition and run for commissioner. You know, I mean, it gets to a point where, you know, same reason Pulse asked me when I ran for mayor, because I couldn't get a slow down children's playing sign. Same issue, right? There's an issue why you get to a point where you just get perturbed, because it's not our road. You know, I'll tell you what, county can give us all the money back that we pay them, and we'll take care of our own road, our county roads. That's a deal, right? We don't pay any more county tax. We'll give us our money back, and we'll take care of our county roads. They won't do that, you know? So, you know, listen, Morristown's the county seat. And I've asked the clerk, when did they make Morristown the county seat? Who decided that Morristown's the county seat? I couldn't get an answer. So, you know, we're a large percentage nonprofit, this town. We don't get a lot of tax money. That's why we're always behind the 8 ball every year in the budget, because we don't get a large percent of money. It probably comes out to about $15 million, which comes out to about $6 million in taxable money. Imagine if we got that $5-6 million every year. There'd be nobody in this council chamber. We could build indoor pickleball courts. No, seriously, you think about it, right? Every nonprofit, every church, every state, every county building is all no taxes. So, you know, we bear the brunt of it. Morristown bears the brunt of it. And I've complained about this before, that every municipality has to start taking responsibility for the different things that happen in their community. And I say this once again. I was in the running store. Person came in, he was homeless. I go, where are you from? I know, I'd never seen you before. He goes, I'm from Roxbury. And I don't care. That's where he said he was from. I said, well, when did you get here? Well, they just dropped me off. So why did they drop you off in Morristown? I said, because Roxbury doesn't have the services I need. Because we're the county seat. So that's, I'm not trying to, like, everybody's looking at me like, we didn't get any sleep last night. You know, really. And I'm not going on a tangent, but that's what we deal with every single day in this town. Every single day we have to deal with every county issue that takes place in this county, and it's a big county. Everybody sends everybody to and not just the nonprofits, the hospital. Do you know how many towns drop people off at our hospital in our emergency room every day? Is our police chief here? Chief? Yes, sir. Do every towns all over the state bring people to our emergency room? And what do? Do they stay with them, get a cup of coffee, and make sure they're okay, and then they bring them back to where they got them from? And then they leave. So what happens after that? Okay? I don't know why I'm even going on this tangent. I'm going to stop now before somebody says, Mayor, you went too far. Sorry about that, but that's just part of it. What we deal with, not just me, the business administrator, the police department, the council, every day.
Just getting back to the traffic lights.
Yes.
I'm going through my notes, and I realized Ms. Carrington said street lights, not traffic lights. So you meant the street lights. You just give me a thumbs up? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So
So I misunderstood what you were saying.
Yes,
So-
I know about it. So I worked in Newark for a long time. I asked the police chief and the public safety director, were there any, they have any reports? They don't have any, they don't have anything that was actual shots fired. So I don't want the public to think somebody was out there with a rifle shooting shots. I don't want the public to think that there was somebody out there with a rifle taking shots, because you said publicly that there was some rifle shots. So while you were saying that, I checked with the police department for reports. and there's no report of police, but they said they're going to look into it.
I have the police report here for my home.
Yeah, is there, do they, yes, I would.
It's true, what you're saying.
Okay. She said it's true what I'm saying about all the things I said. No, I'm only kidding. You see, you have to have some humor when you're doing this stuff, too. Thank you, Linda. I got it.
No further action taken. Patrols checked the area which yielded negative results.
Okay? All right, thank you.
I know you've spoken a lot, Mayor, but it's, you're up for proclamations and presentations.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm sorry. Why don't we start with Melissa? Why don't you come up with your group? And then I'll do Diana Drysdale. She here? Yeah, I'll do you next. And then
Last one.
Pastor, you do the next one.
Okay.
Thank you. Listen, I'm sorry. Sometimes I go, it's just one of those nights, one of those days. Yeah, you've got a whole bunch of stuff you can write tomorrow. Can't hurt. You're over here. Why don't you come over here? Me? Yeah, you come over here, and why don't you introduce everybody that's here?
Okay, sure. Hi, everyone. So I'm Melissa Spiota. I'm a past president of the Junior League of Morristown, and I'm with Jamie Milano, who is our current community vice president, Catherine Samay. She just got married. What's your married name? Fioli, our president-elect, and Jess Umbriac, who is one of our sustainers.
That's the council president.
And married to Nate Umbriac.
Better half. Okay, all right, thank you. This is a proclamation honoring the Junior League, Find the Good Day. So the Junior League of Morristown has been dedicated to promoting volunteerism, empowering women, and enhancing communities through effective leadership and action since 1936. Find the Good Day, observed on September 18, 2025, encourages individuals to recognize and celebrate the positive aspects of their communities and take action to uplift others. On this day, we acknowledge the importance of kindness, compassion, and community service in fostering positive change, building stronger and more resilient communities. The Junior League continues to play a pivotal role in the advocating for significant community initiatives and empowering individuals to making a lasting impact. Now therefore, I, Timothy P. Daugherty, Mayor, Town of Morristown, do hereby proclaim September 18th, 2025 as Junior League Find the Good Day in the town of Morristown, New Jersey, and encourage all citizens to participate in the acts of kindness, volunteerism, and community service. Thank you for everything you do. You want to say a couple words? Or does anybody want to say anything?
You guys want to say something? Thank you so much, Tim. I've been a member of the Junior League since 2011, and there's a very, very long legacy of give back that the Junior League has been part of. We don't have our house anymore because we sold it to the Mayo, but we're still doing a lot in the community, and we're thrilled that we're almost at our 90th anniversary, and we appreciate it. Yeah.
And a round of applause for her wedding.
Yes.
Yeah, let me get out of the way.
No, I want you in it.
want me in it?
I want you in it, yeah.
You are, don't trip. Okay, everybody good? Yeah. You got it? All right, here we go. Smile. Say traffic light. Oh, okay. Hold on. Hello, everybody. Think I had too much cappuccino before the meeting?
From Todd's
You know, I
I think you need to take a run around the building.
Thank you. No, really, I think I did. I think I did have a little bit too much cappuccino. The partnership held an event. Is Jen here? Did she make the meeting? Jen Waring? The partnership, is it Diane? Come on up. Partnership held an event they hold quarterly, and they held it at Santa Fe, where our council president works, up on the rooftop. Absolutely stunning. So when I was leaving, I had a few minutes, and Tate was open. So I snuck in and got a big cappuccino. And I think it's taken its effect. Well, come on, you ever get one of these nights every once in a while, right? You know? Come closer, come closer. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good. Yes, we know each other. It wasn't my fault. That's an inside joke. Forget about it. You won't get it. Okay. Do you want to say a few words before I read this proclamation?
No, you read it first.
All right, and then you'll speak.
I'm bossing you around, sorry.
That's okay. I'm used to that. I am married. Mary's not here, so I can get away with that one tonight. Okay. Don't print that, Kevin. Oh, geez, no. All right, here we go. Proclamation recognizing National Voter Registration 2025. The right to vote is the cornerstone of our democracy, and the ability to vote freely, fairly, and have every vote counted is a fundamental American value. Each year, millions of eligible voters across the United States are unable to participate in elections due to missed registration deadlines, outdated voter information from name or address changes, or confusion about how to register. Efforts to limit the ballot box continue to threaten voter rights and undermine decades of progress towards a more inclusive and representative democracy. National Voter Registration Day, first celebrated in 2012, was created as a nonpartisan effort to encourage voter registration nationwide and has become one of the most effective initiatives for registering new voters, especially as New Jersey approaches the 2025 election cycle. Providing accurate, accessible, and trustworthy information about voter registration is essential to promoting civic engagement, and protecting the integrity of our democratic process. The town of Morristown and the county of Morris, state of New Jersey, recognizes the need for diverse partners such as nonprofits, libraries, businesses, colleges, and universities, and more to work together to help register citizens to vote in the communities they serve. Now therefore, to be it resolved that I, Timothy Doherty, Mayor of the town of Morristown, County of Morris, in the state of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim September 16th, 2025 as National Voter Registration Day and affirm Morristown's commitment to holding free and fair elections and urge all citizens to register to vote and to vote in the November 4th, 2025 elections. Thank you. You can get a round of applause. Yes, Kevin. There you go. Okay, want to say a few words now? Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Diane Dresdale. We're with the National Council of Jewish Women. This is Beth Brannigan. And I just want to tell you that the place to find out all you need to know about voting, there's several sites, but one is very simple, vote.newjersey.gov. So there you'll find out how you register to vote. It's simple. You can do it online. You can do it in person. You can do it by mail. You'll see deadlines for when you need to register, which is October 14th is the last day. You'll see how you can vote, whether it's vote by mail, by dropping your mail in a ballot box, in person ahead of the election day, or in person on election day. You'll find out where you vote if you're voting on election day or in person. So all the information you need is easily at your fingertips. And I think we can all agree that it's really important that everyone votes. We want to protect our democracy, and the only way to do that is to vote, right? We're lucky to have a democracy. So that's all I want to say. Thank you.
And I told Diane I wasn't going to say anything, but one of the most powerful things you can do is get your friends and family and neighbors to vote, to make sure they're registered, to take them by their hand to the voting booth, because there's nothing more powerful than you saying, "Come with me." So you all have a role in our democracy and getting people to the voting booth.
And every vote does count. We see how close these elections are, so every vote does count. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That's right. Okay, I'm going to step away in a second. First, let me introduce Councilman David Silva and let him do this proclamation, and I'll let him read it into the record, and of course, it starts. Okay, thank you, David.
Okay, thank you. It's that time of the year again, from September 15 to October 15, where we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Today we have some members of our Latino community, and I want to ask them to come here. My wife is here too. Thank you for being here. So come forward. Vengan acá, los Latinos, and some youth. While they come, one of the things that I have been doing for 23 years in Morristown is teaching and inspiring Latinos to come out of their shells and be involved in the community, and we do it. Like, for example, many people from our church come out to the cleaning, spring cleaning in town, the fall cleaning, and many other events. So, gracias por estar aquí. Okay. September 15th starts, and it's also the mayor's birthday. So send some messages that day. All right, proclamation. Whereas September 15 through October 15 is recognized as National Hispanic Heritage Month, and is marked by celebrations highlighting the achievements of Hispanic and Latino Americans and their contributions made to our communities. And Hispanics have a profound and positive influence on our country through their strong commitment to family, faith, hard work, and service. They have enhanced and shaped our character with centuries of old traditions that reflect the multi-ethnic and multicultural customs of their community. And whereas Hispanic Heritage Month was first observed in 1968 under President Lyndon Johnson and was expanded by President Ronald Reagan in 1988 to cover 30-day period, September 15th is significant because it is the anniversary of independence of Latin American countries, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. In addition, Mexico and Chile celebrate their Independence Days on September 16 and September 18, respectively. Also, Columbus Day, or Dia de la Raza, which is October 12, falls within 30-day period. And whereas the term Hispanic or Latino refers to Puerto Rican, South or Central American, and other Spanish culture of origin, regardless of race. On the 2010 census, from people of Spanish, Hispanic, or Latino origin could identify themselves as Mexican, Mexican-American, Chicano, Puerto Rican, Cuban, or another Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin. And whereas National Hispanic Heritage Month is a time to honor the contributions Hispanics have made throughout our history and acknowledge their positive impact on our community. Now, therefore, Mayor Timothy Doherty, as mayor of the town of Morristown, here proclaimed September 15 through October 15, 2025, National Hispanic Heritage Month in the town of Morristown, and he encourages Morristown residents, community organizations, and local officials to observe this month with the appropriate ceremonies, activities, and programming. Now I just want to say some words directed to mayor, council members, members of administration, and our fellow neighbors in Morristown. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight as we recognize Hispanic Heritage Month, a time to honor the history, culture, and contributions of Hispanic Americans here in Morristown and across the country. Across our country and right here in our town, the Hispanic community plays a vital role in shaping the economy, enriching our culture, and strengthening our neighborhoods. From small businesses owners and healthcare workers to educators, artists, and first responders, and also, very important, blue-collar workers like restaurant workers, landscaping, construction, and more. Hispanic Americans are part of the foundation of our daily lives. This month isn't just celebration, it is also recognition. Recognition of the hard work, family values, resilience, and deep-rooted pride that generations of Hispanic families have brought to this country. I am also blessed to be a local leader, serving as a councilman and local pastor, and through my service, advocacy, and spiritual leadership, attempt to bring together the community at large as a whole and build bridges for the betterment of all. Let us be reminded that heritage is not about where we come from, it's about how we lift others up along the way. As we celebrate, we must also reflect on the challenges many Hispanic families face, especially around immigration, specifically today. This issue is not just national. It lives right here in our neighborhoods. Many of our immigrant neighbors contribute daily to our community while living in fear and uncertainty. And I just want to say a brief story. I have a friend who he has all his papers in order. Also, he's married with a citizen, U.S. citizen. And he had a tattoo here. And when all these things came out, they were scared because he had a tattoo, and he had to remove the tattoo, even though he has never even seen a gang. As a town, we have a responsibility to ensure that Morristown remains a place where all people, regardless of immigration status, feel safe, respected, and valued. In towns like ours, immigrant families contribute to countless ways. Many of them have lived here for years, work hard, pay taxes, and raise their children in our schools. And yet, many live under the weight of uncertainty, navigating a system that often feels impersonal, outdated, and unforgiving. Politicians, and I'm referring to Washington, say that we don't need an immigration reform. They affirm that securing the border is enough to resolve the immigration problem, as if they forgot that there are tens of millions of people that came many years ago to establish their families, communities, and businesses, or just to work in fields where there is demand to achieve the American dream. For more than 5 decades, we have seen the influx of Latinos through the south border, and today I can say that suspiciously millions of people have been let in by both Democrats and Republicans where they were in power, whether the Congress or the White House. And once they are here, they are being exploited, harassed, oppressed, and accused of doing wrong to the country. I learned at a very young age, and my mother and friends taught me this: any extreme is vicious. Todo extremo es vicioso. And that's what we see today. Nobody argues on the need of safety in our communities, but we can't ignore and accept the madness that we are seeing today against immigrants, especially Latinos. One of the cases that I just want to refer today is the case of Narciso Barranco. He is the father of 3 Marines. One of them is veteran. But he is still undocumented after more than 30 years of living in this country, and he was detained. So figure that out. When his children, grown-up men, speak, they say, my father loves so much this country, and he has paid taxes, and he has worked hard. And he encourages us to go and serve in the military to defend the country and the freedoms of this country. As a community, before I say that, one of the things to walk out of this slot of my speech, George Washington feared that partisanship would lead to a spirit of revenge, in which party members would not govern for the good of the people, but for power. And what we see in Washington is that they don't resolve issues. They want to keep them alive So they run on them, and they get votes for that. As a community, so what I'm saying today is we need an immigration reform. We need an immigration reform. We need an immigration reform. As a community, we have the opportunity and the responsibility to approach immigration with compassion and common sense. That means supporting families, ensuring equal access to services, and fostering a town where all residents feel safe, respected, and safe regardless of where they were born. And I want to assert that Morristown is one of those places. Hispanic Heritage Month invites us not only to celebrate cultural traditions, but also to remind us that our strength as a town doesn't come from the sameness. It comes from diversity, from unity, and from the shared belief that everyone deserves the chance to thrive. God bless you, God bless America, and may God continue blessing our beautiful Morristown. Thank you.
Council President, before I finish my report, Council Fletcher wants to speak.
Sure. Just want to say one thing about the Junior League, and I'm sorry most of them left already, but the Junior League is an unbelievable organization. My wife served on the board for many years, including as president, and it is the reason I am here as a councilman. So, absolutely. My wife joined the Junior League the same time Council President's wife joined the Junior League. They were in, and they're best friends still to this day. And the reason why I know Nathan, and Nathan brought me into the Environmental Commission, and that's why you're stuck with me. So.
Listen, I say this, I've told you this 100 times. Big supporter.
Yeah.
I think I'm a big supporter.
It's a great organization.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah, I encourage any women in town to join them. So.
Thank you.
Okay, can I finish?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Want to thank everybody who attended and came to the Jazz Festival. It was an outstanding success. It was great. Acts were great. The weather was great. It was just a great day. I'm glad we held it in August this year. Thank you everybody who celebrated Labor Day. It was my holiday for a long, long time as I was working. And it was a great success on the ribbon cutting for Tate. Said a latte? Tate?
Tate like latte. Yep.
Like latte. A bakery at 100 Morris, and they're doing a great job. There was a line to get in there over the weekend. It's doing great in the morning. Like I said when I left. The event tonight at Sanofi, I stopped in there, and they were local people in there, business people. So they're doing a very good job. So hats off to that organization, that bakery, from coming down from Boston. Wednesday, September 10th, that's tomorrow. If you guys can attend, anybody's around, is grand opening of DEA Music and Art School, 103 Washington Street. That's at 11 a.m. tomorrow, 11 a.m., 103 Washington Street. September 13th, there's Community Health Day and Fair at the Hyatt. In Morristown, starts at 9 a.m., ends at 1. Free day of screenings, activities, lectures, samples, and so much more, all focused on improving health in the Morristown area. I've been going to it for years. They put on a great health day. So if you can attend, it starts at 9 o'clock. There is a pickleball tournament, the first one, at Ledgerwood at 11 o'clock in the morning, so it's not going to be a long event. I think it ends at 1 o'clock, so it's a 2-hour event. And the whole issue of pickleball is not, like I said before, it's not falling on deaf ears. It's just not an easy trying to find a spot to build pickleball courts. Who knew that it would be that annoying? And it really is. So don't think that that's not an issue. It is, and we'll figure it out, one way or another. Tuesday, the 16th, at 7 p.m., Dismal Harmony at 77 Morris Street is hosting Motown Throwdown they held it at Motown Throwdown Barber Contest, Throwdown Barber Tender Contest in Morristown Restaurant. So no, this is the 16th. Chief, what was the event that was at the Motown Hair?
3 haircuts and a backpack for school-age kids.
And do you remember the number of the kids that got haircuts?
51 kids received haircuts.
That's pretty good. Yeah, can you just come up and just give a shout out to that, because that was with the police department, correct?
It was.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Chief,
What would you need?
the event that took place at Tyrone's.
On Sunday at Morristown Hair Fair, the Community Engagement Unit, which is Don Shadrook and Roberto Rosado, they organized a free haircut and backpacks. So 50 kids received haircuts. They gave out 61 backpacks, and a couple other things were given out for free.
And those
Very
all-
successful.
Right,
Yes.
so hats off to the MPD and that division.
Correct. Thank you.
For what you guys are doing every day. That's it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Yep, thanks. So on Tuesday, the 16th, Dismal Harmony at 77 Morris Street is hosting Motown Throwdown Barber Contest, and that's why I brought that up, because I know that it was something. I was away when that event took place, and I heard it was a great success. Throwdown Barber Contest. Throwdown is a bartender contest at Morristown Restaurant. So when it was Motown Hair, it was Motown Throwdown. That's how I evaluated the Abbott Avenue event. We've had 14 bartenders, all from major restaurants in the Morristown, will participate. Again, so that Dismal Harmonies, everybody know where that is?
Yes, sir.
Where?
Lot 10.
Perfect.
Lot 10.
So everybody know Lot 10, that's behind by the diner, it's right by the diner. So you guys should go, it's a pretty cool place. Dismal Harmony, it's a really cool place. So if you can show up there, it's gonna be pretty good. Bartenders from major restaurants, so it'll be a lot of fun. On the 27th of September, Fall Rabies Clinic at Town Hall, pre-register at 973-292-6731. Walk-ins are welcome. It'll be posted on the website, so if you know people in the neighborhood and your email chains, let them know there's a Fall Rabies Clinic at Town Hall, 11 to 1, the 27th of September, and it'll be posted. All this stuff's going to be posted. September 28th, you can talk about that if you want, the Fall Festival.
Maybe you probably have just as much information as I do.
Yeah,
but-
the Morristown Fall Festival is
Yeah.
the 28th. That is Sunday, the 28th. October 19th is the 9 a.m. fall cleanup at Bishop Nasri Way. Rain or shine, register at townofmorristown.org/cleanup. Any questions, call the office, 973-292-6629. That will also be posted, Instagram, Facebook, town website, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And just in memory, and mentions to everybody remember the passing of Kevin Flanagan and Johnny Viola was over prior to the last time we met. Other than that, the only other information I have is two things. One is you're going to see something tomorrow posted on the website, and our PR firm's going to be talking about it. It was CBS did a thing on Loyola Retreat House on James Street. It's really cool. I've got the video of what they did. It's about the silent retreats they hold. I've been asked to go to one of those before. It's a 3-day silent retreat where it's becoming very popular for people to detach from your phones, from your world, that we're constantly connected to these things, and how fast-paced life is. These silent retreats are becoming very, very, very popular and spiritual. So it's a nice segment they did on CBS. It'll be posted tomorrow. You'll see it. It's on Loyola Treehouse here in Morristown. It's a really cool thing. And lastly, because I know the clerk is like, "Oh my God, Mayor, shut up." I could just see it in her face. Is our town attorney is getting married on the 27th of September.
Yes.
So. I throw that in there, right? And that should be the headlines, by the way. Dave Mancello is off the market.
That's right. Yep. Great headline.
That's it. Council President, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting up with my little bit of shenanigans tonight. I'm in a pretty good mood. You know, you wake It's very interesting. I'll end on this. So last night I had trouble sleeping. Sometimes you get things going in your mind races, and your mind races. So I was thinking about what I could do. So I don't know if you ever have this, but sometimes you just can't sleep, right? You got 9,000 things running through your head. So I said I was looking for a festival to look at. You get your phone out or your laptop. So I looked at this thing called the Warped Festival out in Long Beach, California. And Dave Shakin said, no, I never heard of it, right? But I was looking at different festivals. I think festivals are really cool, right? Especially outdoor festivals. So I heard this band, Mod Sun, right? And this is not my genre of music, Sublime and all these different groups.
Yeah.
Although I worked for the Devils for 8 years. Watched their whole set of a band called Mod Sun. And I was so impressed with the energy of this lead singer and their music and the words in their lyrics. And I said, there's something about this guy. And then he did a song called Overdose. And he's 6 years clean and sober. And I'm saying this because it's going to relate it to something that happens in the council meeting in a little while with what we're doing with the opioid money. And he wrote this song, and he talked about his father who battled drugs and alcohol and died and only lived 4 miles from where this festival was. And he talked about it and sang the song, and it really moved me. And I listened to their whole set, and their music moved me, and it just, when I woke up this morning, it was just like a different energy, and you just wake up and just been like that all day. And so I'm just, sometimes you're just grateful just to be here and present. So I know, thank you all for putting up with my shenanigans tonight, but I'm in that kind of mood, and so thank you very much. So Mod Sun, very interesting group. Check them out. Thank you,
Cool.
Council President.
Thank you. All right, we'll move to council liaison reports. Councilwoman Lindsay?
Yes, good evening. We haven't had a meeting with the housing in a month, so everything is very quiet in Manhattan Village and the community. But I do want to just thank everyone that supported our fundraising for recovery. We had 2 people that we came out, we had to give them food. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And called me today and told me he has a job at ShopRite. So I just want to thank everybody that supported that. It was a great event, especially the council people that really was behind me on this. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Plipchuk.
Partnership meeting is tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., so
Perfect.
please feel free to join us.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Thank you. MPA, last meeting was August 20th. The next one will be September 17th, next week. They have open positions, actively recruiting for the property manager position, and positions also are open for park supervisors and interns. Job postings can be found at mpaanj.org, mpaanj.org. Solar EV installation of the EV chargers is underway. Solar installation is completed. Connection is anticipated soon. Dalton Restoration, 2025, work is underway. The conditions assessment for both the Hart and Ambac garage have been completed. Dumont and Pine property, the MPA aims to close the property by the end of October. Homestead, as the August 20 meeting approved, the MPA approved Homestead's request to use the Hart lot for 2 outdoor events scheduled for September 13th and October 4th. The agreement is subject to the conditions that they outline on their 075 resolution. That's all.
I don't have a council president, may I?
Yes.
I don't have a council liaison report, but I do have some feedback from residents on Orchard and Vale Street. They wanted to send their thank you. The signs are up for the new parking ordinance that council approved, so thank you so much. They were very happy. They got their parking permits, and I told them when I came to the council meeting that I would pass their sentiments along. So thank you guys for everybody involved who took part in that and supported it, and I appreciate your timely efforts on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move to regular business, please.
we have 3 ordinances for introduction this evening. The first one is ordinance number O-31-2025, ordinance reappropriating $55,322 in proceeds of obligations not needed for their original purpose in order to provide for replacement of playgrounds at Victor Woodhull Park and/or Orchard Street Park in and by the town of Morristown in the county of Morris, New Jersey.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number O-31-2025.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Okay, on the introduction of O-31-2025, Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay?
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Umbreak?
Yes.
Ordinance 31-2025 has been introduced properly by title and will be considered further after a public hearing on September 29th. Ordinance number O-32-2025, ordinance of the town of Morristown authorizing execution of a rights-of-way agreement between the town of Morristown and Comcast Business Communications LLC to permit the installation, use, and maintenance of telecommunications facilities within public rights-of-way for purposes of providing telecommunications services.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number O-32-2025.
Second.
Any comments or questions? On the, on the introduction of ordinance O-32-2025, Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay?
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Umbreak?
Yes.
Ordinance O-32-2025 has been introduced properly by title and will be considered further after a public hearing on September 29th. Ordinance number O-33-2025, an ordinance of the town of Morristown and the county of Morris, state of New Jersey, for compensation for certain management/non-union positions in the town of Morristown, New Jersey, and amending all ordinances concerning such compensation heretofore adopted.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number O-33-2025.
Second.
Comments, questions? On the introduction of ordinance O-33-2025, Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay?
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Umbreak?
Yes.
Ordinance 33-2025 has been introduced properly by title and will be considered further after a public hearing on September 29th. There are no ordinances for adoption. We have 3 resolutions on the agenda this evening. Would any member of council like to pull any for separate consideration?
Can you pull 126, please?
Okay, I would ask then for a motion to adopt resolution numbers R-124 and R-125, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
On the adoption of those 2 resolutions, Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay?
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
And Council President Umbreak?
Yes.
Motion carries. Those resolutions are adopted. Resolution number R-126-2025, resolution authorizing an award of a portion of Morristown opioid settlement funding to Mrs. Wilson's Treatment Center.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number R-126-2025.
Second.
Council President?
Since the mayor brought this up with the opioid settlement funding, I'd just like to ask if maybe Jillian or Tim, if you want to provide some insights just for the public to educate them.
Sure. First, let me ask if Amanda's here. I was wondering if you were Amanda. The opioid is a larger lawsuit settlement that all municipalities and counties, and not they all took it, but we have settlement money that we got. The county has money. So I believe it was brought to my attention, and I'll give credit where credit's due, by my wife, that Mrs. Wilson is a treatment center, halfway house in Morristown, and it's about to celebrate 50 years. It's been there a long time, and it's an important place in our community and an important place in history. And as budgets get cut and money dries up, the state pretty much dried up any funds going to the halfway house, which put them in jeopardy of having to ask a lot of women, it's a women treatment center, just strictly women, to have to leave. And these are women that are looking to change their lives in recovery with drugs and alcohol, et cetera, And it plays an important role in getting people's lives back together. So they went to the county first, and the county was not able to assist. And then I talked to our police chief and our business administrator, and we have opioid money. Can we use it for this, to keep their doors open, to keep these women housed, and to keep the program going so they get what they need to get their lives together and back on track? And lo and behold, their program met the requirements, and we were able to fund them up to $100,000 to keep their doors open so they can figure out, so they don't have to ask these women to leave tomorrow, to keep their doors open until they can figure out how they're going to move forward after the end of the year. It'll probably keep their doors open until the end of the year. We obviously don't have the money, that kind of money in the settlement to keep them sustained forever. But it gives them at least a fighting chance to figure out how they're going to continue to operate if they can. And money going to good use, and it's what it was for, what that settlement money is for. So, you know, Mrs. Wilson's is an important, very important place.
Well, thank you for providing that, and I agree. I'm glad the town was able to extend some money to be able to keep their doors open, as they are a very integral part of our community.
Nice.
So thank you, thank you.
I think this is worthy to publicize, and maybe Kevin is here, because we need to let people know that this house exists and the great work that they do, as Mayor was saying, restoring lives. Probably many of those women are mothers, have kids and so on, so I think it's good.
Yeah, and we're going to do a official ceremony the 15th at the house. You'll obviously be invited on the press, but it's an amazing place. Really is.
Thank you.
Council President,
Yes.
one more thing.
Sure.
I know this is a nationwide opioid sentiment, and a lot of towns and counties and states are not using the money appropriately. And I'm really proud that Morristown is using it for the appropriate use and is going back to help the people that it's intended to. So,
That's right.
thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Yes. Very good.
Okay, on the adoption of Resolution R-126, 2025, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannaccone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We have no unfinished old business, no new business. I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.